Hey bestie, welcome to my slumber party. Thank you so much for being here today. Get comfortable, relax. This week has already been such a week for me, so I just want to be able to talk about fashion and silly little things like Genshin and enjoy the character designs and styling and everything. So let's get into it. We are still in Inazuma, and actually, the first character that I'm styling today is Shinobu, who I didn't realize until I was like compiling the clips for the little intro clips that I do for them that we met her in the chasm, and I totally forgot about that. And I thought we met her earlier, like when we met Itto, but we didn't. It was way after that. So just consider this video like a little interlude part between the main two parts, and then the next one we'll get back into it and it'll be super exciting and it'll be more fashion girlies, and this one's just, a little intermission. So enjoy.
I wear a mask because I don't want to be recognized by anybody. I'm Kuki Shinobu, deputy leader of the Arataki gang. My primary responsibilities are to bring in business and maintain a stable team, as well as bailing out the gang from the police station. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. Don't feel sorry for them. They need to learn their lesson.
So today the first girly that we have is Shinobu. Like I said, I totally forgot that we met her in the chasm. We literally don't meet her until the summer of 2022, and we actually meet her in Liyue. So I'm kind of cheating by adding her in here. But, it's crazy how much of the game that I've forgotten. This wasn't even that long ago, but the memory is not there. It does not exist. But it's great that I'm doing these videos. It's been a good little refresher for me and maybe for you as well if you are playing the game and you've been playing for years. Shinobu is a member of the Arataki gang. She's like basically the boss in all but name. She's the deputy leader of this gang of like delinquent dudes, but she's the mender of tribulations, as her title on the wiki page says. And yes, she's just the one that has to clean up all their shit. However, Shinobu used to be a shrine maiden, but she was forced to do this by her parents and she hated it, which makes sense because she is such a bra kind of girly. She's just one of the guys, she is very responsible, but she has like Adam Sandler kind of vibes when it comes to her wardrobe. I know this does not match her character design, but it's her vibe. So, she's a big pants, big shirt kind of girl. I think also, especially nowadays, it makes sense for her to just be able to wear a mask all the time. So I really like that detail a lot, and I'm definitely going to give her looks that have a mask with them. And maybe every once in a while she does wear a little crop top, but mostly something like this with like long sleeves underneath it. So, like I said, baggy pants, baggy shirt. Sometimes she wears baggy shorts like these. I like a dad hat for her too, I think, but also maybe a beanie. But even more than the dad hat style, I think like a flat brim snapback is definitely her go-to kind of hat. And maybe she has a leather jacket too. She's pretty cool. And I think, if she's cleaning up the guy's messes and whatever, maybe when she's in responsible mode, she wears like capri, tighter kind of fitting clothes, but she's naturally just wearing the baggy stuff on the daily. And I really love these pants here. And this outfit with the beanie and the hoodie over top of that, I think really is cool. Again, some more big top, big pants kind of looks. Maybe sometimes she switches it up a little bit and wears big top, little pants, or big pants, medium top, and definitely sneakers for her shoes. Maybe like Jordans are her go-to, but also she could wear like loosely tied combat boots like this. I really like this outfit here actually, and I think something like this would be more rare just for like formal occasions. Normally she's got like a bunch of hoodies on and the big pants, of course. But I do also really like this look with this little crop top and the jacket and the big pants. I think this is just super cute. Now, while I don't really personally resonate with Shinobu's closet, yes, darkness, she deserves all the love in the world right now. I think she does have a distinct style, so I love her for that. And I also like this belt chain look for her. I think that's pretty cool. And the purple color of this top, I think, is kind of great. I think it would be really perfect for her color palette. I think for the most part, she doesn't really stick to like a particular color palette, but I think this shade of purple is super good for her. Again, another beanie with that hoodie over top look. Now, for her like casual pajama kind of situation, I think something like this definitely works for her. You know, she's just hanging out and whatever. And also, I think maybe she's secretly a little cutesy and she has like a phone case like this. And also, just the hair is generally kind of giving her vibe, but of course, her hair is green. So, just some outfits for her to chill in, like these. And then this is kind of like the vibe of the Arataki gang, like very 90s skater dude, obnoxiously large pants like this. And they're kind of looking like losers, but like in a campy way. It's fun. And then Shinobu is not pictured with them because she actually looks cool in her big pants looks. Now, I really like this dress for her, so I wanted to give her this. Maybe she wears like a skirt or dress to a party every once in a while. And I also really love the idea of her having like these mask attached dresses. I think this one especially is super cool, and I love the like waist straps on it. And I think for the most part, she doesn't wear gloves on the daily, but like if she's wearing a more revealing dress for a party situation, then she could throw on her gloves over top just so she feels a little bit more concealed and confident. And I actually think it's really interesting because these shape of gloves do kind of look like hers, and they kind of remind me of like a archer style glove, but she's just a sword character. So I don't really know what that's about, why they chose to design her gloves like that. Now, for Shinobu's formal look, basically, I saw this dress and I was like, immediately, okay, that's the dress. Yes, period. I love the color for her, and definitely, I think a short dress is super perfect for her. I love the little bow straps on the shoulders as well. You know, Shinobu does have quite a few bows in her design, so it makes sense. And then, of course, the main part of her look is the mask. She has to have one. So originally, I was just like, okay, maybe like a bedazzled face mask, whatever. And then I found these on Etsy, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, cool, that's it, perfect. I think either one of them really works. I think they're both super cool. Maybe like this one makes a little bit more sense because it has like the mouth of an Oni mask kind of style. But when it's lit up, I think this one just looks so cool. So I kind of want them to be a little bit of mishmash of them both. Maybe it's like this one, but the teeth could light up with it too. Some kind of combination like that. And then she has this gold circular chain necklace with like a gold little bow closure on the back and some simple gold earrings like these. I really like the mix of the square earrings with the circular hoops of the necklace. I think the juxtaposition of that is cool. And then she has like a thick studded leather cuff on her bicep and some gloves, of course, some leather gloves. I want them to be fingerless like these, but then I like the wrist shape of these ones a lot, so kind of more like that. And the fingerlessness is basically just right up to the nail, very Billie Eilish like this, you know, so she can show off her manicure. And I really love these nails with like these toxic green color and then the like stripe on the black nails. I think they just look like a sour candy. I love them. And obviously, I'm not much of a makeup girly, but if you want to imagine her makeup in any kind of way or any of their makeup in any kind of way, you know, that's fine, whatever. But I'm thinking with this look, a siren eye kind of situation like this is really cool. Just like an intense stare over her mask. super cool. And then I just put this one here as well because I like a little bit of red underneath her eye to go with that. And then, of course, I love the Shigo lipstick. Obviously, she does have the mask on, but like she's not just going to have a bare face underneath. So if she takes her mask off to like have a drink or whatever, then it would make an appearance that she has just like the black lipstick. So I guess this is kind of the look, a little bit of the vibe here. It's got the dark legs and the lipstick, but I do think this look kind of is a little bit sloppy. Like, I know she's walking, but the amount of crinkling and wrinkliness, it just looks bad. So, imagine this one, tailored, fitted smoothness. And of course, we have her hair that's green. I love that about her. And maybe also, I love the idea of her having like a little bit of black dyed tips. I think would be super cute. But either way, just tied up in a simple bun with a little bow at the back. And like, I think it would be cool with the black tips, maybe even just for the pieces that she has like around framing her face, just like a little bit of black on the end of them, I think is perfect. And like I said this in my last video, but what is with the lack of rope bows? Even with the biggest trend of the year last year being bows. Like, it's so hard to find. So her black hair bow is not like this ribbon fabric. It's something, stiffer, like this rope that would just like stay in place and it's not just moving and flopping around and whatever. And then tied with the mask for the most important part of the look are the shoes. These boots. Her design does have these like super cool thigh-high armor kind of boots with her toes peeking out, which I'm kind of obsessed with. So yeah, she can have her toes peeking out if you want, if you're a freak like that. But yeah, I just love these super cool boots that are all laced up and look, I don't know, kind of like sporty, like cleats or something. I don't know sports, but something like that. But they're high heels, of course. And like I said, of course, they are in black. So just imagine either of these, but they're black like this pair. And then instead of the high heels, they are this kind of get a heel situation, which I think are just so beautiful. And I love the strappiness of them. And like for the whole boot, mostly to be covering all of her leg and everything. But then at the top of the foot, there's just this like little peekaboo area I think is super cute.
If you want to take my vision, you're gonna need a lot more people. Cause I'm Arataki Itto, the Supreme, the one and only. Now it's showtime! Oh, how nice of you to join us, General Kujo. Are you here to make me beg for mercy too?
Final warning. Surrender your vision now, Arataki Itto.
Oh, but General, if you join the Arataki gang now, I can show you what dreams are made of. I swear, when I get my vision back, I'm gonna show her.
Arataki Itto, the leader of the Arataki gang. Shinobu is like the head bitch in charge, but he's like the leader just as the face. So kind of Queen of England, We actually meet Itto by throwing beans at him because he is allergic to beans. So naturally, that's how we make an introduction.
Beans!
In our defense, we did think he was like a fugitive or something, so I guess we thought it was perfectly okay to cause anaphylactic shock to somebody who's a criminal. But yeah, he was just like doing some mischief or something. I don't really remember. But he does kind of get a bad name because he is a red Oni. And I think people kind of don't trust the red Oni, and the blue Oni are like the respectable intellectual version. But we don't actually really know any blue Oni either way anyway. But the red are stereotypically kind of chaotic and they have like strong emotions and they're super passionate and the blue, like I said, are just like the intellectual versions and whatever. So Oni are similar to the Tengu, like Sara is. They're a kind of yokai. They're like more demon, like more troll ogre kind of guy rather than like the bird creature that she is. So, as far as clothes are concerned, Itto does not wear a lot. He doesn't need to either. He is the most muscular character that we've got, and he's going to show that off. So, I say basically no tops for him. He doesn't need them. And, like I said, Shinobu has these big baggy pants. So, I definitely do think that is kind of what his style is. But with his proportions, since he's like so big and tall, I don't want to put him in too much fabric because, it would just be a little bit too much and overwhelming. I think this is kind of the vibe, but this guy is a little bit more of a twink, so the body type just isn't the same. It's kind of hard to translate that over onto this guy. Fashion is really never made to cater to like a bodybuilder kind of body type, so I do want to keep that in mind. But I think it does work well for him to have these big pants, but they're just like cinched in at the ankle, like his are in his design, so that he's not just like too overwhelmed and drowning in fabric. But I do also love the belting on this look, so that is definitely a staple for the closet. So here is just kind of an example of the Oni. Love him. What a babe. I thought it was just kind of interesting that he's rocking that same Shimenawa rope bow at the back like Itto has. Even the ogres are in on the bow trend. And here's just like a couple of more traditional actual Onis that are inspiring Itto's design for just like a little bit of background there. So, as far as the fashion, it is actually kind of hard to find muscular men serving looks. They care about what's under their clothes. Clearly, they just don't give a fuck about the clothes themselves. But I think Thor is kind of giving here, like the muscly tank and the little vest thing, and then the belt buckle that kind of stands out a little bit. And Itto is also kind of giving Kronk vibes. He's such a himbo. He's like all big and strong, but he's kind of stupid and very sweet. So I just like had to add this. If you are watching this video right now, I'm going to assume you know what Disney bounding is. And if you are my sister and you're thinking, Sheila, I do not know what Disney bounding is, girl, yes, you do. I have explained it to you before. Anyway, I just thought it was so funny that like some of the girlies are out here Disney bounding as Kronk. This is just an insane outfit, in my opinion. I. Who's wearing this? But his closet, for real though, is just like a lot of these big harem-esque pants. I don't want to say I want them to be harem pants because like they don't have that drop crotch situation, but just like loose in the thigh and then cinched around the ankle is the vibe. More like this one here, but I don't really know what the name for this style of pant is. It was kind of hard to look specifically for that. Doesn't seem like there's like too many variations of that design anyway. So that, and then I also love these pants with like all the strappiness and the pockets. I think they're pretty cool. And then, of course, for his tops, I'm just imagining leather harnesses as the top. Maybe sometimes a little sporty crop top kind of a look like this, or maybe even a long sleeve crop top sometimes if he's feeling very modest or whatever. And I like the vibe of this dude just like skating around campus. He just has his shirt open and these big pants. But like I said, all this fabric around the ankle, I think kind of drags down the look, at least even just visually. So for Itto, I would want it to be more cinched around the ankles like these. So if he is wearing a top, I think it's either muscle tee or crop tops. He's probably at the gym all the time, so like it's probably a lot of these muscle tees. But I just think these are so fun. Like I said, he's a softie. He's literally just a big kid and he is a himbo. So these silly kind of crop tops work for him, definitely. And he's not afraid to wear pink. And, like the little mermaid, Ariel, with her red hair and her pink ball gown, he has his like red horns and then a pink outfit. I think it's kind of cool. And I love that. So I also just really love this one with like this leather vest look. I think, it's something maybe he could wear it on the daily without the bows. And it's just like open, showing his chest off. And then again, like I said, the leather chest harness is a staple. So his main wardrobe look is basically like this, a leather harness that he could have, just a million variations of the designs, and the big baggy thigh pants like these. And I really love this sparkly sheer crop top look. I think this is super cute with just like a pair of jeans. Maybe he could wear something like this for a party or whatever. And then again, definitely with that big thick belt. Now, here's just some more leather harnesses for him to rotate between. I really love the funky shoulders of this one, and like the cutouts of these ones, I think are all really cool. And I actually really like the tan colored leather of this one. I think that could be more of his color signature instead of all black all the time. I think more often it would be browns. His vision is a geo vision, so it just makes sense with that. And then maybe if he needs to be kind of formal for like a job interview or something, he could wear just like a harness made out of ties like this. I think that would just be such a gag. I think it'd be great. He just walks into a job interview in pants and just a tie harness. And again, with the big pants, and I really love this rope belt with this look. I think that especially is super cool. And the belt, that's the regular belt that's just like around his waist, serving literally no purpose other than for the fashion. Now, he also has this duster vest situation. So, of course, I wanted to give him one of them. And this was the best picture I could find. I know this guy feels like he's the coolest dude on the planet right now, wearing this leather duster and the fedora and the sunglasses. This is just also funny to me. I think it's great. He's feeling himself. But I do also kind of like this one with like the hood option. So, here's this like Assassin's Creed looking dude too. And then here's some more final harnesses for him and some big belt buckles like he could have with his signature belts. And then I think these shoes are literally perfect. Like he probably has one pair of shoes. That's it. He's that kind of dude. So I think definitely these are the shoes that he's wearing with like every single look. And he also does not need to have his toes out. He has his toes out in his design, but like we can cover them up. He will wear these with his toes covered. And then I saw this necklace on Instagram and I had to add it. I thought it was just so cool. It's so, so perfect for him. So they are Yarg period 666 on Instagram, who I will tag below. They called this their solar mace design, and I just really love that. I think it's super cool. It's super creative. I'm really out here on my little soapbox giving away free promotion for all of these designers. Like, I'm reaching a whole 10 people. I'm doing this for free. I need to be sponsored for real. Come on. I'm just endorsing anybody out here. I don't know any of these people. Now, for a casual look, he is allergic to beans and a shirt. So, no shirt, just like some comfy fabric, capri-ish kind of pants like these. And then for his coat, I definitely think a fur coat is so perfect, especially like a fun colored one like either of these. He gives kind of patriarchy Ken vibes to me sometimes. I think he's just like a little boy who's wearing the things he thinks that like cool men wear. So that's kind of the vibe. Itto's formal look is also a shirtless situation. He's got a bare chest, but he is wearing a tie, of course. So, this is a formal situation. He knows how to dress up. I love this spiky gold tie for him. I think it's just so perfect. So he's got that on with this like sleeveless floor length vest jacket. So the vibe is kind of like this, but more rock like, earthy, brownish kind of color like this. I also just really love the texture of this one. So I kind of want the overall design and shape of this, but with this kind of patterning on it. It's like totally giving me rock vibes, like sedimentary rock that forms, when mud dries and it gets like all these mud cracks, like mud crack rocks. So yeah, I do have an earth science degree, period. And down the front, I love this molten metal kind of design, like dripping all down the front trim of this vest thing, but in like a gold or bronze maybe. And then on top of the vest thing, these shoulder spiky epaulets. I love how these ones kind of like extend farther more out for his big shoulders. They accommodate that, but without like the whole chest harness cross situation. So just like a little bit more like this one. And he's got his intricate belt design. I think this just looks super cool. And something like this in more of a gold bronzy color, and then like red circly eye things instead of these blue ones here. And then the pants for the look are in a matching color to the vest, but I like the idea of them actually being like spike studded all over. Maybe for them being pants, just like for the ease of movement and being in a situation where other people are around him and potentially touching or being close to him. I think he could have like a flat studded situation, kind of like these ones are. And then I just had to give him this super cool leather cuff. It kind of reminds me of like a beetle. And of course, I had to reference his Onikabu toe obsession. So that's for him. And then he's got a bunch of rings and his black nail polish. I think maybe even just a couple of the fingers have like some cool studded situation going on, like these here. And then he has got a couple of ear piercings with his black hoops. So he keeps those basically the same, maybe one or two dangly, like spikier ones. And then I love this dramatic eyeliner. Maybe it's in red to match his tattoos and everything, but I think the eyeliner situation he has going on in his design is his tattoos. So I think maybe it would make sense for it to be black, and he has it on top of the red and kind of complementing it and working with it. I think would be super cool. And I also love that it kind of matches his like sharp, angular eyebrows. It all makes sense. And then, he has his beautiful, choppy, blonde, white hair and his red horns. This guy is just here kind of, it's giving the vibe of the look ish as like a whole. No, it's just imagine the body type with this look. But the horns, I love the idea of him having like gold chains wrapped, spiraling up around the horns. I think would be super cool. Lastly, the shoes. I love these gold tipped black boots, but he isn't tall enough already. So I think we can give him these more raised Geta style, like his previous boots. I like the tighter, high cinching around the ankles and the buckles that his boots have, but most importantly, with this gold tipped situation. So that's Itto's look.
Just the other day, I caught a fish so big that I didn't even know how to handle it. I even wrote a letter to Yae Publishing House about it.
Huh? You wrote a letter to Yae Publishing House?
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the That's Life column and asked Miss Hina for advice. Ah, she's so amazing. She got back to me really quickly, too.
The last character we are talking about today is the lovely Miss Hina. She is Yae Miko's favorite girly, the author of the advice column of That's Life magazine. I'm just kidding, of course. Miss Hina is secretly Gorou. Is that a spoiler? But it's just kind of like a mini lore thing. It really has no meaning for the plot, and I'm sure you've already played that part if you are playing this game. I actually just watched the movie Casanova, rewatched the movie Casanova. I grew up watching that movie all the time. But actually, spoiler for a movie that came out in 2005, it's like the main girly of that movie is secretly a man. She's secretly pretending to be a man so she can be an author and write in defense of like women's honor. And Gorou is a dude pretending to be a woman so he can like write in defense of giving people emotional advice. So, the vibe is kind of there. It's kind of like gender swapped Casanova. So they're like totally kindred spirits.
With momentum on our side and close camaraderie, we are unstoppable. General Gorou of the Watatsumi Island Resistance ready and waiting.
But yeah, lastly, I am styling Gorou. He is the fifth born kid in his family. His name actually means fifth son. He is the general of Watatsumi Island. He's like the main rebellion force in the fight against this Vision Hunt decree. He is like the Kujosara of Watatsumi. He's the right hand of Kokomi, who I will be styling in my next video, so hold tight for that. I am so excited to style her. She's like, I love her. And yeah, Gorou is fully a dog boy. More dog boy than Razor, I mean. He is like literally biologically Shiba Inu dog boy. He's got the ears and he's got the tail. He's like some kind of race of dog person. He's the goodest boy, even though he's not really great for actual gameplay. But anyway, as far as the styling, his wardrobe is actually very similar to Itto's, I think, but they have very different body types, so it doesn't feel like they're just wearing the same exact thing. It is very fresh and new between the two of them, I think. I think also more denim looks for Gorou, more kind of Bermuda style baggy shorts. I really love the crossed waistband here, and also the little bow thing around the boot, I think kind of works for him too. And then again, some signature belts for him as well, and some sporty crop tops. I definitely think some bluey kind of green shades work really well for him, so I do kind of like this, as opposed to like the signature pink and reds for Itto. And I think these shorts are also super perfect for him. I love the tan pockets and the hemline of them, I think are cool. So, like I said, big pants, little top. I think these elastic cinched knee pants are really perfect. And this kind of dirty washed jeans, like he's a dog. His pants would definitely be getting dirty and muddy. I think also this top with these jeans could be super cute for him. I really like this strappy harness-esque kind of situation and the colors of it and everything. And then this crop top with the crisscross over the chest, I really love. And along with the light wash denim, I think definitely some gray pants work for him. And here's some more interesting one-shouldered harness kind of esque tops and the big Bermudas. I also really love the idea of like a big baggy shirt on top and then with a harness over top of that shirt. So it's not like too sexy or anything. It's just a harness on a shirt. And he is a dog, like I said, and he does wear a collar. So I think something like this leather collar, or maybe if you're a coward, he could wear something just a little bit more simple, like one of these like slip chain collar necklaces. Like I said, a baggy shirt with the harness over top look like kind of like this. And the Bermudas, definitely like this is the main everyday look. But I also love this one-armed blue crop top, maybe paired with like these interesting baggy pants. I love this open zipper closure situation. I think this is cool. And just some more examples of the chest harnesses. I think compared to Itto, he wears more long-sleeved versions and like higher collared versions. And also, I really like more symmetrical at the chest kind of ones, especially like this. And then here's another version of like a collar necklace he could wear that's just a little more casual day to day. I think definitely bomber style jackets are really perfect for him, especially like this, but in his more greenier kind of color or a brown color like this. I also really love them being more cropped like this. I love this shirt. I think this is super, super cute, and it really works for Gorou too, I think. But also, like I said, a more baggy top like this, and then something like this, like armored shoulder situation over top, I think would be really cool. And maybe some sweatery turtleneck bolero kind of things like this, or this one-armed knit sweater thing. And like I said, he does get dirt over his pants often. So, that's the vibe there. Then I love these boots. I think these are just so super cool. Kind of combat boots, kind of playful, a little like, I don't know, bubbly, like Watatsumi Island kind of vibes. I think they're definitely just perfect for his main everyday shoes. Again, like Itto, he can be a one pair of shoes kind of guy. And then I love this guy's fit, but I also think I mostly just added him because his hair is kind of perfect for Gorou. It's kind of that like blondie, white, highlights mix kind of coloring. Now, his casual look, just like a knit crop top like this, and some comfy velour sweatpants. They kind of have that like soft, furry fabric vibe to them, like dog hair, I guess is where I was going with that. And then he could have like an interesting jacket, this kind of harnessy arm situation. But his coat, just like an earth toned big puffer that's fully fur lined like this. I even like the shorts and the boots for him too, just not like with the long underwear situation underneath, of course. Now, for his formal look, this is him. I just had to throw these on here because I think they're so funny. Like, someone made a whole photo shoot of their dog. I I am going to say this is not AI. I think, to me, this is real. This is fully real. Somebody did do this with their real life dog. And he's all dressed up. He looks so fancy and formal. And this is Gorou. But for real though, this is the vibe of his formal look. I love this crop top in this like silver knit fabric that kind of has this like look of chainmail almost. And it has this like messed up molten metal design all around the bottom. And like Itto, he is a Geovision, so I think it makes sense for him to kind of have that metal incorporated in his design. Like, he is an advanced warrior, so Toph is an advanced earth bending person in Avatar, and I think it would be really interesting for this advanced earth bending Geovision situation to be able to be like honed and harnessed into being used as like a metal bending, metal esque vision. I think that would be super cool if like Genshin had a metal advanced Geo character. So like this for the top, and then also the back of it having this kind of asymmetrical, messed up kind of hem and a little draping down one side, and the pants to match it all. I think for the most part, he wears high waisted pants like on his day to day. So he brings out the low rise pants for this formal situation. So kind of like this, but at the bottom, they're cinched a little bit and like stuffed into his boots, just like perfectly laying kind of like this. Because again, I think proportionally, like letting him have his pants loose to the floor like this would not do him any favors. It would just, he's not that tall. It would just make him look shorter and just kind of like he's like a little kid in his parents' suit. And also, just I think these boots are super perfect. I really love how boxy they are like this. And now I have an idea of kind of a skirt over the pants situation here. Like just a couple of layers, not like fully a skirt all the way around, but kind of more like sash like bits over the top, and with that molten metal design dripping all around them. And then that ends just above the knee. And then above his shirt, maybe the neckline is like a little bit open, wider for his shirt than this one is here, so that he can have a collar and necklace situation. Like the collar with something like this, black, but with the molten metal just like centered in the middle here, and then more being a full choker, tight and higher against his neck like that. And then right below that, going into this like bolo tie thing, I think would be really cool. And then like the ends of that black bolo tie being like fairly short and tipped with like a little silver metal aglet kind of situation at the end of those black bolo ties, I think would be super cute. And I love these gloves to just tie the whole look together in this cool chainmail looking fabric again, with that metal design, just one arm of the gloves being a little bit higher raised than the other one, a little asymmetrical. And around the boots, I love the idea of having like a little metal chain in this molten metal situation. Of course, not just looking like an ankle bracelet. And then in his hair, just like a little red bow hair clip, I think is super cute. And he's got these like short eyebrows. So that's mostly why I added this makeup look. And then he also has like a little bit of red eye makeup and maybe some eyeliner too in there. And finally, obviously, I would never pierce a dog's ears. You cannot tell me the temptation is not there. I think everybody wants to give their dogs some earrings, just like clip-on ones, you know? Gorou is a consenting adult. He goes into battle. He can have his ears pierced. So I think just like one earring, something again, like in that molten metal design. So it's also like up here, like his ears are up here. So it's kind of like draping down. So it kind of adds the effect of being like a little hairpiece too. And it all works together and it looks so cohesive. And maybe it matches Itto's just the tiniest bit if you wanted to. And that's all for tonight. Maybe more of an interlude, like I said, before some of the really great fashionable characters in the next one. I do feel really good about these ones though. I think especially their formal looks, they all really came together well and I think they're really great. So yeah, tell me which one you liked best. I actually don't even have Itto, so tell me if you have him yourself, if you like playing with him. Also let me know if you are a fan of having Gorou on your team. I think he's basically just for like mono Geo teams, and I am not a Geo girly. Basically, I never use any of my Geo characters, so even though I do have Gorou, like, I never play with him. I'm sorry, I only use him to collect materials. And yeah, I do like his design though. He's cute. So yeah, if you are still here, leave a comment about whatever you want to say. And don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss the next one. But for tonight, let's go play Bloody Mary.